The live-action Street Fighter movie has officially wrapped filming, and fans all over the world are paying attention because this moment marks a major milestone in what could be one of the most important video game adaptations of the decade. After months of speculation, leaks, set photos, casting debates, and a lot of questions about whether this movie could actually meet expectations, the cameras have finally stopped rolling. Whether you're fully hyped or still watching from the sidelines with some healthy skepticism, the wrap announcement confirms that the project is moving into its next big phase. And it's a moment worth talking about. Street Fighter isn't just another franchise. It's shaped the entire fighting game genre, influenced decades of gaming, and introduced some of the most iconic characters in pop culture. And that's exactly why this new film is carrying so much pressure. Can it finally break the cycle of disappointing video game movies? Can it do justice to a series that means something deeply personal to millions of fans? Those questions have been floating around since day one, and now that filming has wrapped, the spotlight is sharper than ever. Director Kitao Sakurai quietly confirmed the wrap through a simple Instagram story post. No long caption, no dramatic announcement, just a concise update to let fans know principal photography is done. Sakurai, known for directing the chaotic comedy Bad Trip, is an interesting and unexpected choice for a Street Fighter film. Some people love that creative risk, while others wonder if he can transition from comedy to the highly stylized, martial arts-driven world of Street Fighter. But Legendary and Capcom clearly trusts him with the vision, and so far the production seems confident in the direction he's leading. Filming began in September and wrapped after roughly 3 months. Surprisingly efficient for a project that depends on fight choreography, stunts, and visual effects. Some fans see this as a sign of a well-planned shoot, others think the timeline feels a bit tight. And honestly, both sides make good points. On the one hand, speed isn't necessarily a bad thing if the production is organized. On the other hand, Street Fighter needs precision to get the fights right, and rushing could be risky. What matters now is how strong the footage looks in post-production. Throughout filming, the crew moved across Australia, North America, and other locations. The cast stayed active on social media, sharing glimpses of behind-the-scenes moments. Never enough to spoil anything major, but always enough to spark conversation. Out of all the cast updates, one of the biggest talking points has been Jason Momoa as Blanka. Momoa has already expressed a lot of confidence in taking on the role, saying there's no one better suited to play Blanka, and promising that both practical effects and CGI will be used to bring the character to life. He mentioned that he and his son used to play the game, so the role means something to him personally. Momoa definitely has the physical presence to pull off Blanka, but the real challenge is balancing makeup and CGI without making the character look cartoonish or uncanny. Fans still remember earlier attempts, and Blanka has always been one of the hardest Street Fighter characters to translate into live action. If the team pulls it off, it'll be a major win. If not, fans will call it out instantly, so the pressure's real. Another exciting cast addition is 50 Cent as Balrog. He shared clips of his transformation behind the scenes, and he genuinely seems invested in the role. Balrog is one of those characters who can swing either way on screen. He can easily become a standout if played with charisma and menace, or he can fade into the background if handled poorly. But 50 Cent looks like he's taking the role seriously, and that's a promising sign. But then we hit the biggest question mark of the casting so far. Where is Sagat? As of now, he's the only iconic Street Fighter veteran who hasn't been cast or revealed. And for longtime fans, that's a massive omission. Sagat is one of the original pillars of the series, a Muay Thai legend, a rival with deep history tied to Ryu, a presence that shaped the entire franchise. His absence raises a lot of questions. Is the casting being intentionally hidden? Are they saving him for a dramatic reveal later? Is he not part of the story this time around? Nobody knows, and the silence is only making fans more curious. On top of that, DJ and Thunderhawk also appear to be missing from the cast. They aren't absolute necessities for the story, but their absence suggests the filmmakers might be intentionally keeping the character list tighter than expected. That could be a smart decision. Too many characters can overwhelm the story, but it definitely changes what fans were expecting going in. Behind the scenes, the movie is being developed by Legendary Entertainment and Capcom as a collaborative project. Legendary has been pushing to deliver a faithful adaptation after previous attempts by other studios failed to capture the true spirit of the Street Fighter world. The script is written by Dylan Musin, who worked on Captain America: Brave New World, which at least brings some action and universe-building experience into the writing room. The creative team seems to be aiming for a tone that blends grounded martial arts with the heightened energy that Street Fighter is known for, which is exactly what most fans want, if it's executed well. Street Fighter's legacy is huge, and that legacy comes with expectations that aren't easy to meet. The new movie is set in 1993, returning to a more classic era of the franchise. The official synopsis follows Ryu and Ken, played by Andrew Koji and Noah Centineo, who are brought back together by Chun-Li for the next World Warrior tournament. But beneath the tournament lies a deeper conspiracy that forces them to confront each other and their pasts before everything spirals out of control. It's a solid setup, and definitely feels like a return to the roots of the franchise. But a good premise doesn't automatically mean a great movie. Execution is everything. We've seen adaptations with strong story ideas fall apart in the final product, and that's why some fans are choosing cautious optimism over full excitement. The tone, the choreography, the performances, the character designs, every one of those elements has to land for this adaptation to really work. With filming wrapped, the project now moves into post-production. This is where the movie truly takes shape. Editing, CGI work, sound, color, score. This is where the style of Street Fighter will either shine or fall apart. Considering the movie features characters like Blanka, powerful fighters, and large-scale battles, post-production is going to be one of the biggest and most important parts of the entire process. The film is scheduled to hit theaters on October 16th, 2026, which gives the team almost 2 years to get everything right. That's plenty of time to refine the effects, polish the fights, and shape the tone into something that feels true to the franchise. And if you're wondering about the first trailer or teaser, wrap announcements usually mean we're within several months of getting our first official look. Traditionally, studios drop a teaser 4 to 7 months after cameras stop rolling, so it's realistic to expect our first footage sometime in 2025. So where does that leave us? Honestly, in a spot where optimism and skepticism are both fair. The cast looks promising, the director is a wildcard choice, but sometimes those pay off. The scriptwriter brings Marvel experience, the production wraps smoothly, the tone seems to be aiming for something loyal to the source material. But Street Fighter is notoriously difficult to adapt, and fans have been burned before. For now, it's best to stay cautiously hopeful. Keep expectations balanced and wait to see that first official footage before making any real judgments. What do you think now that the Street Fighter movie has officially wrapped filming? Are you excited or still on the fence? Do you like the cast choices so far? And who would you choose to play Sagat if he joins the film? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we'll be checking out the best ones. And make sure to like and subscribe to Movie Century for more updates on everything happening in film and TV.